What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Bike Tyson, and you're now tuned into Bike Tyson Life Cycles. And the life cycle today is money in the bank. Yeah. Okay, KK. We talking about money, and we talking about some prejudgments. Money in the bank.
Money in the bank. Shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank. Shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank. Shout out what you drink. I got money in the bank. Shout out what you drink.
Listen, fellas, here's the prejudgment that a lot of us say we don't do, but we really do it in real life. Now, you know how they say, never judge a book by its cover. I get that, which is true. But we all have some kind of prejudge about certain people when we see them or when they talk or just the way they look, whether, we want to admit it or not, right? So today we're talking about money in the bank. So what I mean by that is the kind of bike you ride determines we have this prejudge of just the kind of money you make or the kind of money you got. For instance, if you ride a Ducati, right, that tells me, and it makes, and I'm sure it's like this with other people, that you got like Ferrari, Lamborghini money. That kind of tells me, when I think of people that ride Ducatis, you could just spend 40, 50, 60,000 dollars plus on just a bike. So that tells me you got like that Ferrari, Lambo money. So when we riding, I'm expecting it for you to say, "Hey, I got the bill." Cool with me. Drinks on you, buddy. Like that tells me you some kind of entrepreneur, you paying for everything. You got the bill, you going to pick up the tab for everybody. So that's the prejudgment I got when I see people that ride Ducatis. They got money. And hey, I may be wrong, but I'm just saying that's the prejudgment that we all do. Now, if you ride a BMW, like the S1K, the double R, all that tells me, you somewhat particular in what you like. You somewhat of a show off, but you're entertaining. And you cool. It's just you know how they say the Beamer boys are like pricks. Like fucking jerks. They little arrogant motherfuckers. Like that's the prejudgment that people have when you riding a Beamer or a BMW, because when you think of BMW, you think top of the line type of luxury vehicle. So in the bike world, when someone rides a BMW, and we're speaking for sport bikes, it's the S1K. That's like the most popular BMW sport bike. And the M1000. Like, so when I see those two, that just tells me, you that type of person. You're entertaining, you're somewhat of a show off, you're particular in what you like though, like you're going to PF Chang's, you ain't going to the local Chinese store. That tells me that you that type of person. You know what I mean? Next is like Suzuki. Now I have a Suzuki. I'm a Suzuki owner, right? So when people ride a Suzuki, and there's only really two major bikes in the sport world, which is the Gixxer 1000 and the Busa. I compare that to having like a Nissan or an Infiniti in a way. And when I think of Suzuki owners, it's like they're middle class, blue collar, down to earth type people like myself. So of course I'm gonna say that. And I don't want people to think that when I say Nissan Infiniti, that it's you broke or some shit like that. No, that's not the case. Because if you think about it, who makes Nissan? I mean, not who makes Nissan. What models are Nissans? You got a GTR, you have a 370Z, which are like speed. So when I associate the Japanese bike to a Japanese car, I'm thinking a Nissan Infiniti. Infiniti is the luxury brand of Nissan. So you think of a G37 on the Nissan side. Like you can suit them things up, and them things is fast. So when I look at certain ownership groups, that's where I associate it with. Now, when we get to Kawasaki, I associate Kawasaki with like having a Porsche. And the only reason I say that because Kawasaki only make ninja bikes. Speed, that's just what it is. So when people who have a Kawasaki, I know they like adrenaline junkies. You know, they speed demons because they just ninja bikes. That they go into the track and listen, they racing everybody. That's kind of how I look at it. But what I also know, like when you associate Kawasaki with a Porsche, Porsches are fast. They're particular. And I tell you one thing about Kawasaki slash Porsche in the car world, they hard as shit to work on. And they're expensive. So think about that when you get in a Kawasaki. They hard to work on. Most mechanics will tell you that. And, you know, they built for speed. So that's that's the prejudgment I have when, you know, people who ride a Kawasaki, rather that's the ZX14 or you got the ZX10 or the 636. So they all ninja bikes, they all fast, they're just built for the track. So it's synonymous with speed, just like a Porsche is. Next on the list is Yamaha. When I think of Yamaha, I think of a Toyota, a Lexus, because Yamahas are like the most reliable bikes, most people would tell you. And it's similar to like having a Suzuki. I mean, they both Japanese brands. And when you think of a Toyota Lexus, you think of reliability, dependability. You know, they're easy to fix. And in the speed world of motorcycles, think of who makes Toyota. I mean, who makes a Toyota Supra is Toyota. I mean, so a Supra is fast. When you go to a track and somebody has a Toyota Supra, you know you in for it. You in for a nice run for your money because the Toyota Supra is fast as shit. Don't sleep on them cars in the car world. And most car gurus would tell you a Toyota Supra, what you can do to them as far as modification go, and just natural speed, they're just naturally fast. So, and when I say, you know, the kind of money you make depends on the bike you got, it tells me, what I'm really saying is that when you buy it in stock form. Now, of course, you can modify any bike, but just buying, you know, a Ducati in stock form tells me you got that Ferrari Lamborghini money. Buying a BMW in stock form, you got BMW money. Buying a Suzuki in stock form, you got like a Nissan or Infiniti type money. Buying a Kawasaki in stock form, it's like you buying a Porsche in the car world. And when you buying a Yamaha, it's like buying a Toyota slash Lexus in stock form. It's like I said, it's just reliable. Now when we get to Honda, I mean, Honda speaks for itself. You buying a Honda, like a Honda Civic. Basic, they're reliable, good quality, they're efficient, and you can soup a Honda Civic up to get on the track and it's go time. So don't sleep on like the Honda Fireblades, the Honda, you know, the CBR 1000s. They're fast, but they're also, like I said, good quality bikes. That's like the safe pick, I would say. Now when we get to like Harley Davidson, when I think of Harley Davidson owners, I think of a Cadillac. Like, it's so many varieties of Harley Davidson. It's just like having one big Cadillac. It's luxury. It's like you floating. It's just a big, heavy, torquey bike. And when I think of Harley Davidson owners, you know, it's that American muscle. They very patriotic. You know, it got that luxury to it. It's like having like a muscle bike in a way, if you're talking about like having like a V-Rod or something like that. So that's how I associate, and that's the prejudgment I have when it comes to Harley Davidson owners. We could get into, like, say, a Triumph. People who got the triples. A Triumph is like British, right? So that's like having a Jaguar. I mean, they look nice. Certain ones do look nice, not all of them, because some of them are ugly, especially the naked bike ones. They kind of ugly, but it's like having a Jaguar. It's good on the outside, but they really kind of cheesy on the inside, I guess you could say. Um, it's like, I'll put it like this: Jaguar owners are like having a pretty girl that can't cook. If that makes sense. It just looked good on the surface, but when it comes to the substance of it, it's like, it's a Triumph. Now, and listen, I could be wrong, but I just think Triumphs are ugly, and yeah, I just associate them with having uh, Jaguar money. So, however you want to determine Jaguar money, that's up to you. And the last one I would say, like KTM. KTM is like having a Subaru. Ain't nothing wrong with Subarus. Subarus are reliable, Australian, like outbackish. KTM make a nice Super Duke. The Super Dukes are nice. Uh, it, when you think of Subaru, you think of the WRX, the STI kind of cars. I mean, you can soup them up, and they can go fast too, just like any other bike. But that's when I kind of associate people with, if you got a KTM, you got Subaru money. You got a Triumph, you got Jaguar money. You got a Harley, you got that Cadillac money. Now, to each his own. Everybody's budget is different, but these are just some of the prejudgments that me myself, and I'm sure other people do the same thing as me, make these judgments of, hey, yeah, he got that kind of money, or he ain't got that kind of money. So again, I'm a Suzuki Hayabusa owner. Not saying that I'm the richest person, but how people would perceive me of having a Hayabusa could be different. So again, I just think when it just comes to certain bikes, I just associate uh money with the kind of bike they got. So, like I said, quick rundown: Ducati, you got that Ferrari Lambo money. BMW, you got BMW money. Rather that's the 7 Series, 6 Series, 5 Series, however the M3s, like whatever. Your choice. The Kawasaki's is like having a Porsche, because it not only are they hard to work on, they just speed demons. That they built for speed. All Kawasaki's is built for speed. So that's what you get. The Yamaha's the most reliable type of bikes, dumbing like a Honda, but a Yamaha's like having Toyota Lexus money, I think. Honda is like having Honda money. It's safe. Is you're like the budget guy when you get a Honda. And like I said, Harleys are like having a Cadillac, man. I mean, that's just what it is. Very American made, patriotic. You know, I have a Harley, and like I said, when I hit my senior citizen ages, maybe I will get a Harley. I get a bagger. I had, I had a V ride, so I was already used to having big power, big torque. But you know, a lot of people who get Harleys, whether that's a street glide, road glide, whatever, it's for the luxury, it's for the comfortability, it's all of that good stuff. So I get it. Um, Triumphs is the honorable mention. That's like Jaguar money, and KTM is like Subaru money. So I don't know what else to tell you. So that's just my opinion of how I classify people who have these certain type of bikes. And like I said, rather good, bad, or indifferent is just my opinion. So don't take offense to it. Again, everyone has their own prejudgment of certain people or certain bikes, so on and so forth. So just my opinion. You're tuned into Bike Tyson life cycles, and this just the life cycle I'm talking about today, and that's just money in the bank. So the kind of bike you got is the kind of money I think you got. Whether I'm good, bad, or indifferent, right or wrong. That's just my opinion. Tell me what you think. Like, subscribe. Uh, hit the alert button. Peace.